throughout social media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's deliver live free sports mix with the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us, Al Ninos. Got Jay Briggs, Brad Francis with us, Jovan Burts, Brian Bitler, and Zawacky. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Bitler, Briggs, Francis, Burts, Ninos, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right, tonight we got, hoops and a single from the NHL tonight on the schedule. We got our cappers ready to roll here, so let's get it roll underway here. So go ahead and welcome in Brian Billy. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs at Premium, doing great work in the NFL. Off a good weekend here. Let's bring him in right now. Brian, what's happening?
I'll tell you what, I'm excited to start the new month. I'm finishing off January good. I mean, it was rough going early, but off a 8-2 weekend. Let's see if we can carry through this week.
Indeed, let's do that. And of course, tonight, everyone's favorite team, the Thunder, here in action here to host the Warriors. The Warriors are now laying 5, total 242.5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave out the Thunder on Friday. That one was a cover, and I'm going to go back to the well again with Oklahoma City Thunder here. They come in as the best cover team in the NBA, 31-17-1 against the spread. I think this is a huge game for the Thunder, who do have a few guys banged up, but they always seem to play opponents like the Warriors really down to the wire. The Thunder have covered 4 straight on a Monday and are 14-5 playing on 2 days rest. Thunder are sparkling 28-1 last 29 games ATS-wise. And Golden State, although they have been covering lately on the road, long-term wise this season, 7-16 are the Golden State Warriors on the road. I'm going to take the Oklahoma City Thunder plus the points here. I'll wait till tip to try to get the best value for my bet.
All right, Brian here on the Thunder here, plus the 5 here against the Warriors. Notable out here for Oklahoma City has been Dort. He's been out here for some time. And for the looks like the Golden State Warriors, pretty much their core is healthy. Only Iguodala's out, but, Iguodala, they don't use him until probably the postseason. But, yeah, as you're right here as the Thunder, before they've just been one of those defensive-style teams. But now we're starting to see them here at home, starting to get some points up here on the board. As of late here, we saw them get that win here against Cleveland, a nice 12-point victory. There were some doubters about Thunder's ability there in that game. And here we are, again, looking at the Thunder, a team that's won 5 of 7 at home and averaging 121 points per 100 possessions, and they're still defending well. So you're starting to see some scoring out from this team.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City Thunder, I got to admit, on Friday, I was a little bit worried because we saw the line moving against the Thunder, and that really didn't matter to them. They actually won the game outright, so I guess I shouldn't have been worried. And we see it, same thing happening tonight. It hasn't moved as much from this morning, but it's up to about 5.5. The Warriors are laying, or the Thunder are getting 5.5. But to me, I still like the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think they have a chance to win it outright, or at least keep it within one possession. They definitely are playing better basketball.
Yeah, they are, and you can also get that close win by the Warriors, and you're still in one possession there. Thunder plus 5 against the Warriors. This one to have a start time of 8 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. Great results in the NFL this year. 927 units of profit. Also showing all sports profit here last 7 days, coming off a winning day yesterday as well. All right, we've got Brian on there also showing profit in college basketball and the NHL. So tonight, a board here for about 8 games from the NBA. We got, looks like 14 here from college hoops, a single from hockey. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Definitely the most consistent play for me has been my titanium play. Right now, my $15 best bet you can get at pickdogs.com, 15-4 over my last 19. That's 79%. And if you go back over the last 169 of these titanium plays, 102-67, that's good for a 60% win percentage. So if you want my best bet tonight in college hoops, head on over to pickdogs.com, pick up my titanium play, just $15. Or I got some other plays up there, my NBA money shot tonight for $30. But definitely a good time to jump on a long-term pass. We got tons of college basketball, tons of NBA, and a little bit of NHL sprinkled in.
That's right. Get on board here with Brian Baylor over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results in the NFL, showing good profit here over the last 7 days. All sports combined, 665 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs. Tonight, Brian has his college basketball Monday titanium wager up there, premium play, $15. That is credit guarantee, meaning it must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee there from Brian. Also in action here with the college basketball executive info, NBA up there on the board as well. Lots of singles there from Brian, but instead of buying all the plays individually, why not get on board with Brian with one of those long-term passes? You want to get him in on board here with the 1 month all sports pass. You get all of Brian's premium plays for a month, includes the Super Bowl pick, as well as all his plays from NBA, college basketball, NHL. Of course, that college basketball will take you right near the end of conference season. This will take you right into February, right? with that 1 month all sports pass near the end of February. So it's a good time to do it. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Always great to start my week off here at the drive-thru. I always look forward to Monday nights, and let's keep the streak going. I'm looking to keep streaking through the week, and hopefully when I see you on Friday, I'm on a nice long winning streak. Definitely have a good week, Tom.
Yeah, good week as well, Brian. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the coverage. Next up, we've got Brian. From Brian, we go to Jay Briggs. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Jay, of course, you check out his NBA Jam video every single day at Pick Dogs. He covers every NBA game with a pick on the show, so make sure you tune into that. I was going to say catch him at halftime, but there's no Monday night games. Right? It's now one more. We're down, Jay. We're down to one more halftime show with Mitch. You made it through the season.
Yes, sir. One more game left. The Super Bowl, man. I can't wait for it. 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now. It should be a good matchup. But we go to the NBA tonight to a team near and dear to Jay are the Dallas Mavericks in action here, hosting the Pistons here. The Mavericks laying 8.5, total 229.5.
Yes, sir. Tonight, Tony. I'm still waiting on the news for my guy Luka Doncic, man. But the line's still sitting at 8.5, man. It's giving me the indicator that he's going to play. I bet it earlier. I do think he plays tonight, and I do think this is going to be a perfect bounce back and get right opportunity for my Dallas Mavericks. This Detroit Pistons team is the perfect team to do it against. The Mavs working with revenge in this one, as the Pistons did beat them earlier in the season on the 1st of December, 131-125. But just as much as the Mavs are struggling right now, so are the Detroit Pistons. They just lost to the Rockets. They've only won one of the last 5. And they've been hammered in 3 of those, including losses by 20 to Milwaukee, 18 to Chicago, 15 to New York Knicks, man. I think the Mavs get right tonight on their home floor. And I think like I said, I think they get right on their home floor tonight. So I'm going to be in the building. I'm going to this game tonight. Hopefully it's a good one. And I think the Mavs show up tonight. So I'll lay the points with them, and then hopefully it's a good game. All
right, we got well, hopefully it's not. You want the Mavericks to win by 20. You're rooting for a bad game tonight, but a good game for the Mavericks. you want an early exit out early, up by 20. Out, I don't know if you take who you're going with. You want to be out of there quickly. Well, you'll stay for the whole game. What am I talking about? Anyway, Doncic is dealing with an ankle injury. Still a game time decision. There's still some time before this one goes off. He missed the loss at Utah. Man, they missed the cover by a hook. Some of them might have got 8 if that was an early. If you got the 8 when it opened, right?
I had the 7.5 in that one. Yeah, I got burned by the hook in that one.
Yeah,
but it happened. But I think tonight they bounce back against the Pistons. The Pistons haven't been anything, worthwhile here recently. This is still a good Mavs team. This is still the Mavs that went to the Western Conference last year. I know we're looking for some trades right now, but I still believe in this core. We saw even in the core without Luka Doncic get a win in Phoenix against a good team that was playing good basketball. So I think tonight we can see them explode on a bad Pistons team here tonight. Yeah,
trying to see if that you can get some scoring out of this Dallas Mavericks team, and you kind of look at Dallas. They've got some issues here. They're pretty much league average in shooting, and believe it or not, they're last in the league in rebounding. So there's a lot of needs for this Mavericks team. I know Doncic gets a lot of the headlines, but when you start, you take Doncic out of the equation, there's a lot to fix on this Mavericks team.
Yeah, there is. We tried to sign JaVale McGee to fix some of that. That didn't really work out. And then, with Christian Wood being out, that kind of hurts as well. But, NBA, man, it's a every night type league. We saw the Charlotte Hornets win a couple games in a row at home, which they haven't done all season. So, yeah, it's been one of those leagues, but I think tonight the Mavs, I think they can keep them off the glass, and I think their shots fall tonight on their home floor.
Yeah, and don't forget the Pistons, when they got that win against the Nets probably had the worst spot of any team in the NBA this year. when they beat the Nets, because they just finished a long road trip from out on the West Coast, and then before finishing the road trip, they stopped in Philadelphia for the last game. Right? That's rough. You go out west, you play all your West Coast teams, come back, and you don't go home. You go to Philly, play a game in Philly. Then the next night, you're at home against the Pistons. The Pistons team's coming off 2 days rest.
Exactly. It was just a bad spot for the Nets in that one. And the Pistons, it's not really a great spot for them in this one either. They just played 4 of their last 5 all on their home floor. I mean, like you said, the one that they did win was that lone road game, but I don't really like the spot for them here in this one on the road against the Mavericks.
All right, Mavericks laid the 8.5 here against the Pistons. This one to have a start time here, 8:40 Eastern time. Jay will be in attendance, available for signing, autographs, meet and greets. They're over there. Check them out courtside. Might even catch them on TV. All right, Jay, I want everybody to know what you have going over at Pick Dogs at Premium for tonight's action. Of course, we do have 8 games on the board from the NBA. We have 14 from college hoops. We got, tell you, the Big 12 is in action. Your team from the Lone Star State is in action tonight, doing great work in NFL. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir, Tony. I got a decent card tonight in the NBA. I got 4 games for sale tonight, including my $15 NBA Jam Session play up there for sale. We did have a winner yesterday on that play with the Memphis Grizzlies, so we had a nice weekend overall. We also cashed on our play of the month on Friday night. So, we had a decent weekend. We want to keep that momentum rolling into tonight. So you can scoop that Jam Session play at my best bet, $15. I also have a 3-pack in the NBA. It does not include that Jam Session play. 3 other games that I'm really confident in tonight as well in the NBA. You can scoop that up over at Pick Dogs Premium. And I got my college hoops best bet for $25 up there, man. Like Tony said, we got some Big 12 action tonight going on in college hoops, man. And I got my best bet in that. It's going to be a great night tonight in hoops action. So you can scoop all that up over at Pick Dogs Premium, Tony.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. We got his NBA Jam Session there. A credit guarantee at $15 premium play. So get on board with that. Loves to play tonight here, so keep it going here with Jay also in action again with College Hoops Best Bet. So instead of buying all these plays individually, you may consider Jay's 7-day All Sports Pass. Get all of Jay's premium plays for 7 days, include all his NBA, all his college basketball. He delves once in a while in NHL. That's a great value there with that 7-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. Add a second capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jay, as always, great having you on the show. Hopefully get the tweets out there at the game tonight. And also, too, we can catch you on that Jam Session. Every day you cover the NBA with a pick on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Some really sharp plays. I know you got ahead. You were ahead of everybody with that Cleveland Cavalier game last night. Men, again, the sharp guys know what to do. Clippers on a back-to-back. You don't see Leonard and George on the injury report, but they're going to be on the injury report on the back-to-back. And Memphis, who's just been pounding teams at home. Forget what they do on the road, but at home they just pound teams.
Yes, sir. Sometimes you just got to, when you've been following it every day, sometimes you could just key in on spots with teams, kind of before the books. That was a good spot yesterday with the Clippers. We got it early at 5. But it didn't matter. They blew those guys out of the water. But I had a feeling they were going to sit those guys as it was just a bad spot. 4th. It was like 5 road games, the last 6 games back-to-back as well. So it was just a perfect spot. But, yeah, man, check out the Jam Session every day, man. I go through every game on the card every morning over on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. You can check it out. And, yeah, man, let's continue making some money, man.
Let's take some money in with Jay Briggs. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Jay, have yourself a great night. Have a good time of the game. And we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow, Tony.
You got Jay Briggs here on the drive to on his way to see that Maverick game tonight. He'll have a little something on that game, and he'll in that one. So check it out. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Let's go ahead and welcome in Brad Francis. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's doing great work in college hoops this season. I know they're going to have a UFC show here on Thursday. Let's bring him in tonight because they go back in. UFC's back in action this week. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? How are we doing today?
Doing great. I know this game's getting a lot of discussion all over social media here. 76ers here to host the Magic here. 76ers laying 9.5, total 230.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Magic here. I'm looking at the Magic plus the 9.5. I mean, this Magic team, they continue to be a cover machine as of late. Coming into this one, 7-3 ATS in their last 10, and 26-16-1 ATS as an underdog this season. And this is just a classic letdown spot for the Sixers. In their last game, they beat the Nuggets and covered. against that tough Nuggets team, probably their biggest one of the season. Embiid, he played a lot of minutes in that game, and he's questionable for tonight's game. I mean, he's always questionable, but who knows what form of Embiid we get tonight. And we did see a lot of the Sixers main guys at the Eagles game yesterday. I don't know how much stock you want to put into that, but I assume they probably indulged in some festivities last night. So this just seems like a great spot for the Magic, as well as just a classic letdown spot for the Sixers. So I'm going to take my chances with the Magic here getting all these points. I think they keep it somewhat close.
All right. We got Brad here on the Magic plus 9.5 here against the 76ers. So looking to have some updates here. Embiid, with that sore foot, did take part in the morning shoot-around. Still remains questionable here against the Magic. We won't know until probably sometime through the pregame warm-up. So if you see some steam on the line, that's because they're in the pregame. We're still about half an hour, 40 minutes away from the start of this game. So we still got some time here before we see the 76ers go out for warm-ups. But yeah, as you were talking about with this Magic team, they've been a cover machine. They've covered 7 of the 9 games. Brad, in each of the ones, the 2 missed covers for the Magic came in back-to-back spots.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, that is kind of interesting. I mean, ever since this Magic team, they struggled to start of the season, but they were dealing with a lot of injuries. I feel like since they got Fultz and a lot of these other guys back, it's a whole new team, and I think Vegas needs to kind of adjust their spreads here, because I feel like a lot of people are taking advantage of these huge numbers Vegas is getting them. So I think this is another spot where we kind of take advantage of that here.
I think this is what you're getting with legalized gambling now. I think what happens, if we didn't have it, I think the sharp money's on Orlando. But the fact is, you're getting a lot of people that aren't experienced bettors that are betting into the 76ers. Because this is an example where what legalization is doing to these lines. Because I can guarantee if there was no legalization, the sharps, this game would be 8.5, 8, because the sharps would be on the Magic side. I just think the fact that with legalization, there's so much more volume now on these public teams.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point. And as sharps, we love that. So I mean, hopefully the squares keep on the Sixers or in any type of these lines. It's not bad.
That's right, exactly here. Especially if you're in the Pennsylvania area where it's legal, you can get even better numbers. Magic plus 9.5 here against the 76ers. This would start here at 7 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Spin for some nice action. Of course, we got 14 games from college hoops, 8-game card from NBA. Single on the ice, doing great work in college basketball this season, Brad. And also, Brad showing great profit for 2023 for the last 30 days. Come off a winning day yesterday. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yep, just sticking to college basketball tonight. Got my 3 favorite college basketball plays up there. Money back guaranteed. If it doesn't create profit, you get money back into your account. So it's $50 up there on the side, and just been super consistent in college basketball, and I'm sticking to what I'm good at and what I'm hot in. So just gonna stick with the college basketball tonight. I got 3 plays I actually love. I was thinking about making a 5-pack, but narrowed it down to my 3 favorite plays. So super confident going into tonight.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs. Premium see the good results here. 820 units of profit. College hoops for this season. Get on board with Mula Monday, a college basketball 3-pack on the board. So get on board with that. And of course, instead of buying the plays individually, you could also offer Brad's a 1-month all sports pass. He also has a full season college basketball package up there. If it's within your bankroll here. Remember, we got the remainder of college basketball here from Brad. Get all his premium plays here. Remainder of college basketball regular season. The conference tournaments, NCAA tournament, and all the minor tournaments like the NIT, CIT, CBI. There's got tons of lots of these minor conferences. That's all part of Brad's full season college basketball package. Remainder of college basketball from Brad, including postseason. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. As a matter of fact, you can use that, or and with that 15% off, I'll just try to do the math here. That's $75 off, and that full season college basketball package here. So you get the remainder of college basketball from Brad, including all of March Madness, about 2 months worth of plays here, premium plays from Brad. So get signed up. All right, Brad, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you again here on Friday. But I know coming up Thursday after the drive-thru, it's you and Mills here with the UFC show.
Yeah, UFC card back in action. Sergey Spivak versus Derek Lewis is headlining that one. So me and Mills will be live right after the drive-thru. Come join in. We would love to have you guys. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that indeed. All right, so guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications, because when Brad and Mills are on, you're on there live with them. Get the time picks in real time, get the best numbers, because let me tell you, those lines move in the UFC. All right. They certainly do. Don't wait till Saturday sometimes. All right, Brad, have a great night. We'll talk Friday.
All right, thank you, Tony. Have a good one.
You got it, Brad Francis here on the Drive Thru. Guys, reminder, you missed any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. It's time up next here to welcome in Jovan Burts. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. You want to know how to find him? Just go to the premium. Just go to Pick Dogs Premium. Look on the top of the leaderboards. He's kind of set up a residence up there where he's just been on absolute fire. Again for 2023. Also a great year in the NFL. As we said, he's setting up residence up there. I think he's going to send his mailing address to the top of the leaderboards at Pick Dogs. You want to send all mail to Jovan, just put Pick Dogs leaderboard. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you? How was your weekend?
Weekend was great. It was great. My one premium NFL I loved the most was the Philadelphia Eagles. I just thought that home field was too much.
Oh yeah, free money. You know.
Yeah.
Gave that out. And you know, I also gave out the over, which didn't happen, but we all know why that didn't happen. You know, an injury in the first series of the game, it would have went way over because Philadelphia, they was doing their part, but unfortunately that injury to Purdy, they couldn't do their part. So you know it happens. Yeah, had a successful weekend in football and in the NFL and. Trying to keep it rolling for tonight.
Yeah, well, tonight there's a lot of college basketball, NBA here. Tonight we're going to the Big 12 here. The featured game on ESPN, 9 Eastern time, features Baylor here against Texas. And Texas is the home team. And we got this cross here. Texas is home favorite. 4 total sits at 148.
Yeah, and I'm on the Longhorns in this one. Now, truth be told, I'm going against the trends because the trends lean towards Baylor. Now, Baylor, they're on a 6-game winning streak, 4-1-1 against the spread in that span. And they run roughshod over Texas in recent years, since 2019. Won the last 6 meetings and have covered the last 5 meetings against Texas. But those were better Baylor teams, juggernaut Baylor teams. You know, during the pandemic, when things shut down, I had them pegged to win the national championship. Then the next year, they actually did win the national championship. You know, they took a slight step back last year, and this year, I'm not really high on Baylor anymore. You know, they still have a couple holdovers from that championship squad, but you know, and they're hot right now. But I see chinks in their armor, and the type of chinks that I think the Longhorns can take advantage of. You know, there's all types of revenge going in this one for Texas. I believe they're the better team. We're getting a short number based on Baylor's success recently, and I'm pounding Texas. It's as simple as that.
Yep, that's been the move here. Like we've seen that Texas here laying the 4 here against the Baylor Bears. And it's hard to argue that because the Bears on the road, I mean, Baylor, look at the road numbers have been terrible. They're giving up almost 49% shooting, 37% from 3. This is the Big 12, guys. You got to play. This is where everyone pretty much plays defense. And if you don't play defense, you're going to really stand out in that conference. They've had that struggle, last in defensive efficiency, but first in offensive efficiency. But it's going to be tough to get offense when you go into Texas. You know, Texas team, despite all the issues with the coach, still have put together a 6-2 conference mark.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I think with the coaching situation, there were spots where I thought that they was gonna lose outright or not cover spreads, and they actually did. You know, took them a couple to win against them a couple times rather, and it bit me in the ass. A couple other times I hit fading them, as well. So I don't want to say that the times I faded them, they haven't worked out because they have basically hit or miss with that. But I think that things have calmed down. They just ran into a buzzsaw last game in Tennessee, a game where I did take Tennessee. You know, it was just a bad spot going up against the number 1 defense in the country. You know, so that was bound to happen. But now they're in a favorable spot, and it's a bounce back situation for them.
Yeah,
so
if you ever talk about, I know people argue, oh, there's no such thing as look. I'm not a big look ahead spot guy, but college basketball conference play is so intense. every win matters because you can jump in. Everyone's looking for that 4th seed, right, in the NCAA tournament because that means you'll get better. You get better placing geographically, better placing in the top 4 seed. So I really believe that helps. That helps teams. Also, coaches really care about their placement there in the conference as well. But again, you play Tennessee knowing you got Baylor on Monday. That's
Yeah, and given the fact that I don't think anyone on Texas has beaten Baylor. You know what I'm saying? Because the last win was in February 6, 2019. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Carr was there, but I don't know if anyone else was on that team. So
oh, we might have lost your sound went cut off there.
Not only the win against Baylor, but to put the boots to them. If they have a chance to run it up on them, I think they do that.
Yeah, they do that. Also, in aiding here in laying the favorite at home is the fact that Texas, against the conference, in conference play, they're making 82% at the free throw line. Jovan here on Texas laid the 4 against Baylor. This one will have a start time 9 Eastern time featured game over on ESPN. All right, Jovan, let's go over at Pick Dodge Prim again. Great results here in the NFL. 2,126 units of profit with the Super Bowl still pending. Of course, tonight we've got an NBA card with 8 games up there on the board, as well as a 14-game card here from college basketball. A lot of the smaller conferences mixed in with the ACC and Big 12 action on the night here for Monday. Head into a busy week here in college basketball and NBA. Showing great profit here for 2023. Last 30 days, over 1,000 units of profit. Come off a winning day yesterday. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's Monday, so you know what that means. Time to get this money with my Money Bag Monday. NBA Barking Dog. Just one play for the people in this one on this Monday. Really didn't like much, but it's a standout game that I like. I'm just loading up on this one, and I think you should too. It's an NBA play, and it's an underdog play, so you already know what that's all about. So check that out, or you could check me out on my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, or my yearly. If you've been rocking with me, you've been getting that money, hand over fist, for the past let's say 6 months, 5-6 months. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is, man. Match me with one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1 Capital Emotional. You really can't go wrong here. We got a lot of us that's on fire starting out 2023 at Pick Dogs. So, check us out, man. Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Prim. Great results in the NFL also for this year on all sports combined. 773 units of profit, 1,028 last 30 days. So get on board with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Prim. He's got his NBA Barking Dog. Credit guarantee at $29. Must win or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Maybe considering a long-term pass the way Jovan's running, you may consider here Jovan's 1-month all sports pass. Get all of Jovan's premium plays for a month. That includes Super Bowl play as well as NBA as well as college basketball. Remember, this will take you well into the remainder of the conference season, right? This will take you to December to about February. Well, actually, we have 29 days in February, so it'll take you right into about March 1st with that 1-month all sports pass. So we get to do most of the remainder of conference play in college hoops with that 1-month all sports pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you will save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotional. Even greater value there. The 15% off on there amounts to about ends up to about $70 off that price. So get on board with that 1-month path with Jovan. All right, Jovan, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We can catch you up your video series on the Pick Dogs channel here with your parlay.
Yeah, absolutely. And already got one in the can for tomorrow's action. Decide to move on it early. Capped it without the lines and without the opening lines going up. So I could pretty much figure out what these lines are gonna be. Before they even come out, just based on past play and things of that nature. The way these teams are going, the way these teams are running. So I got it pretty much squared away with that.
There you go. Got it indeed, guys. So check it out over at Pick Dogs. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Jovan's parlay video drops, you're there to get it, to get the best numbers. All right, Jovan, continue that great success. We'll catch up with you on Friday.
Absolutely. Have a great Monday. Win. And see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Jovan Burts here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the coverage, guys. If you missed any pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Al Ninos will help us out in that one. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Up next here, we'll be speaking of Al Ninos. We have Al Ninos to catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Al Ninos now with the video series with Wayne Scott as they do their props parlay video every day on the YouTube channel here on Pick Dogs. We'll bring him in right now. Al Ninos, what's happening?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go. 8 Eastern time tonight. We've got the Spurs here hosting the Wizards. The Wizards, it's from 6 down to 5.5, total 241.
Yeah, we're going up against a 22-game streak here. The San Antonio Spurs have won their last 22 games at home against the Wizards. But as Axl Rose once said, nothing lasts forever, even hot San Antonio Spurs streaks or something like that. And I just think it's a good spot to go against that streak with two organizations that have been going in different directions. The Wizards have been much better lately than they have for a long time now. And the Spurs, well, they're going downhill for a while now. And that streak is a long one, but it's not like they play every day or every other day. The last time they played was about a year ago. And before that, you have to go back to 21. They played 3 times in 21, and then all the way back to 2019 for the last games before that. So, again, it's a lot has changed over the years, and I think the Wizards are just a much better team here. And as long as we're laying less than 6 points, definitely on the Wizards here.
Al Ninos here on the Wizards. Lay the 5.5 here against the Spurs. Langford and Vassell are out here for the San Antonio Spurs, a Spurs team that is the worst team in defensive rating here for the year. And if you pull up, past games, you see them always at the bottom of the list from these defensive categories. Just a team that is just miserable defending in the paint. If you're a slasher, you'll get to the hole relatively easy against this Spurs team. As I said before, these guys seem to me like they're short on cash. They don't want to pay fines for flagrant fouls because they give so much space on the court defensively.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a team that's just, they don't have much going for them. It's been a rough season, and I just don't think they're getting enough points here at home against a much more talented team. I mean, the Wizards, not the most consistent team, not the best team in the league, but I think there's a huge talent gap between these two. And if they do decide to show up tonight, I think they can win this game pretty comfortably.
Yeah, 5 straight wins in coverage here for the Wizards. A lot to do here with Bradley Beal. Someone has always been the subject of trade talk, or we're hitting the trading deadline, but Beal always seems to just stay the course there in Washington.
Yeah, he's been there a while now, and he has some help around him now. So, this is a team that can show up and can put up a fight on any given night against most teams, actually. If these guys between Beal, Kuzma, and Porzingis, if they all have a good night, they can give any team some problems. But again, they could all three have duds on any given night too.
That's for sure.
It's a hard team to gauge, but I think at least if one of them goes off tonight, they should win this one.
Yeah, that's it. That's why Porzingis rents. I can guarantee you that he's a renter. There's no way he owns a home in the NBA, brother. There's no way. And every lease is just 1 year lease. Furnished. All right, here we go. Wizards.
There's a lot of talent there.
A lot of talent there, but it moves around quite a bit. Here we go. Ninos here with the Wizards. Lay the 5.5 here against the Spurs. This one to have a start time 8 Eastern time. All right, Al Ninos. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action here. NBA on the board here with 8 games. We do have that single on the ice, as well as 14 here from college basketball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got my single on the ice. I got my best bet in the NBA, and I got my best underdog in the NBA, as well as a 3-pack. So that $15 best bet, not included in the 3-pack, but my best underdog of the night is included in that 3-pack. It's a 3-pack with 3 dogs. So if you're into dogs, make sure you check that one out. If you like a lot of action, good time to grab a long-term 2-for-1 cap special.
That's right. I've seen a lot of steam coming in here right now. I've seen lines move like crazy here. It looks like I've seen it up in 10.5 up now in Philly, so you know what that means. Get on board here with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, on the board right now, a 3-dog night. Three dogs on the board from the NBA, so get on board with that. Credit guarantee must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is the amount you purchase credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also, instead of buying that, you can also buy the plays individually, or there's an NHL power play not attached to that 3-pack NBA pack. So get on board here with Al Ninos. They're over at Pick Dogs Premium. May consider a 7-day all sports pass. Get all of Al Ninos' premium plays for 7 days. That would include all his NBA, NHL, college basketball for 7 days. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll see 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Al Ninos, is always great having a show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you again tomorrow. But I know we can catch you now with your video series, you and Wayne Scott, with that prop parlay video of the day.
That's right. Make sure you check that out after you smash the like button on this show. Make sure you go smash it over there. We got 3 props from you, and if you're into playing player props, I know some states we got some problems with placing bets on games, but we can still bet those player props. So if you're just into that, make sure you check that video out. And again, even if you can't bet on these games, it's always fun to get some player props in. So make sure you check that video out.
Yeah, definitely check out that video here as we're trying to see if we get any word here on Embiid. I think the internet is out there. We got some people chiming in. It looks like he's going to play. At least the line would tell you that. I'm seeing some
I'm seeing him in the confirmed lineup, but I'm still seeing that game time decision.
Game time decision, right? That's that's
conflicting. I think it's just a glitch. Yeah, I think he's in the lineup.
Yeah, so that's the one question mark here as we hit the top of the hour, because we did see boom. The sharpest book on the planet moved the game to -10, and the second sharpest book on the planet has moved the line to 10.5. So, and we're starting to see the number one of the popular U.S. sports books now moving to 10.5. So the word is out. We've also seen a move here. Well, Washington's still 5.5. Yeah, we are seeing 10.5s now come up.
4 minutes ago, yes, he's in the lineup.
In the lineup, so we got Embiid in, and we're seeing the lines move like crazy. All right, there we go. Yeah. All right, Al Ninos, continue that success. We'll check out that video series of yours with you and Wayne Scott. Make sure you subscribe so when Wayne and Al drops their video, you get it right away to get the best numbers. All right, have a great night. We'll talk with you again on the show here tomorrow.
Actually, in a couple minutes.
A couple minutes on the recap. That's right. He's on the recap, so we'll talk to him in a couple minutes. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through here. We're seeing lots of line moves here right now. I guess I'm not on my injury report. It's not confirming Embiid in, but that may just be a matter of time here. I know a lot of people are saying that he is, so maybe on their tweet decks they're getting some information quickly. And we got a confirmed lineup showing Embiid in. And let me see if I can pull up the comments here if there's any report here. Let's see here. On Embiid with that foot soreness, right? He's dealing with some foot soreness. Maybe they got the old foot massage in there, took care of it. Wiggle those toes, make it feel better, and maybe he'll be in the lineup. At least the line tells you that, right? When you see that move to 10.5. Let's see what we see around the league. If there's any, we're still waiting word here on Gobert, right? Gobert is still the question mark tonight in that Minnesota game against the Kings. I know some people in the chat room chiming there. I saw someone chime their Kings in there earlier. And we're also seeing here Simmons, Warren out for the Nets, suiting up Monday. So there we go. We do have confirmation that Embiid will start Monday's contest. Question, will he finish? Someone in the chat room said, is he questionable to finish, even if he starts? Well, it's always a possibility in the NBA, no doubt about that. Lakers, we know Davis, James Reeves out. Walker is probable for the LA Lakers. Could use Walker in this lineup today because I know Hachimura will be getting a lot of looks here. Troy Brown, Thomas Bryant there. Beverly, he'll play his usually part-time minutes on a full-time salary. You'll see him in there, mouthing off or doing something stupid like he did last game. Good thing they didn't call that technical in regulation. That would have been something. Let's see if we have any updates. We're still waiting word here on the Atlanta-Portland game. Trae Young still questionable. That's a late night start. We won't probably know again until around 30 minutes before game time if he hits the warm up there. With Detroit, we can now add Diallo to the injury report. No Bagley, no Diallo, no Joseph. Still waiting word here on Doncic. That's still in question. Banton still waiting word on him as they take on Phoenix tonight. So still some we're waiting on updates on still some of these games, but we can now confirm that Joel Embiid will be in the lineup tonight. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Time to bring in Ron Zawacky. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch him every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show as he joins Chris and of course, and Mitch. And of course, he does have that video series over on Pick Dogs with the Puck Dogs NHL videos with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
No, not too much. Enjoying the little break from the hockey. Nice light schedules over this week, so definitely nice to get caught up on some sports coming up ahead.
Yep. Nice to do that. Of course, this is the witching hour here, Rod, where all the injuries are coming in, everything's getting finalized. We've seen the lines light up with all this news and how the line impacts the injuries. But anyway, tonight, this one involving, of course, like that game too with Gobert in question. Timberwolves here to host the Kings. The Kings laying a point, total 237.5.
Yeah, just as you said, Gobert is definitely a game time decision. Still dealing with a groin injury, but if you look at his groin injury, he's still appeared in the last 4 games. I think he probably pops into this game. Whether he goes full minutes, who knows? He's been restricted minutes, few minutes, 13 minutes, 14 minutes, been lighter minutes. But hey, if he pops in, he pops in. Either way, I'm captain with him not being in this game because it doesn't matter either way for me. I think there's a few points difference. As we say, that's already built into the lineup. I like the under here on this one, surprisingly. You look at both these teams and you figure quick, run to the over. Well, you look Minnesota, their last 3 games only averaging 113 points a game. Sacramento, 112 points a game over their last 3. And you look at the Kings, surprisingly, 5-1 to the under over their last 6 games. And 13-3 their last 16 road games versus a team with a winning home record to the under. And you look at the Timberwolves, 4-0 to the under their last 4 versus a team with a winning record. And in the last 5 meetings, 4-1 to this under, including a couple nights ago where we got an under as well. And I think this total is too high at 237.5. I think both teams finished into the 110s, 115, 114 range, and that still gets us under this total. So I'm going to go with the under 237.5 in this one. That total is too high.
That's right. We got Kings. Timberwolves under 237.5. Of course, the T-Wolves have played pretty well at home of late. And one of the reasons is because how they're defending, holding teams during that 10-game period at home to 111 points per 100 possessions. So we're seeing a little bit of defense there played by Minnesota. And, of course, if you get Gobert in there, you're not going to get, I think, a whole lot of scoring, but you do get his rebounding and his rim protection.
Yes, exactly, right? So I think he plays. I don't know if they load him up and he plays like 30 minutes, but definitely he'll be in there for a few of these games. A few of the big, more important minutes, definitely using his rebounds and his defensive ability. So I like this under. Surprisingly, these teams haven't been scoring like we've seen them scoring early on in the season. So I'm going to go with the under here in this one.
Yeah, this is Sacramento on the road during a road trip, so it's a little different. Yeah. It's not Sacramento at home, right?
Yeah, well, you look at their home numbers, and they're averaging, 128 points a game at home. This is on the road, totally different Sacramento team on the road. Love the under here. Yeah,
no doubt about that. And of course, with Gobert, he is averaging 30 minutes a game. He is posting about 12 rebounds. Not a lot of points, just 13 points a game, but those 12 boards there. Believe it or not, that's down from 15 of last year.
That's down from his numbers.
Yeah.
We'd be I noticed that his numbers are definitely down from where he was last year for sure. You figured things would go up a little? Nah, I don't know. No. He's also been injured too, right? So he's definitely dealing with a groin injury. We've all dealt with a groin injury, and that's not fun.
No, not at all here. Kings, T-Wolves under 237.5. We'll keep it there. And this one will have a start time here of 8 Eastern time, especially these NBA players. We had someone, who was that poor guy? I think it was Ivinka from the Clippers, right? After a 9-game road trip, he had a sore groin, right? Groin soreness.
Yeah, popped up. Groin soreness.
After that long road trip and a day off in between. There you go. The groin soreness I'll never forget that on the injury report. All right, Rod. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Pin for tonight's action. Of course, we do have NBA, an 8-game card here from the NBA, single on the ice, and it's going to be a little bit like this here during the wrapping around the All-Star break this week and next week. But there's still action there in the NHL as well as lots of college basketball. 14 games, some of the smaller conferences up there. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Hey, still nice win here yesterday. Swept the football. Looking to continue it here today. Got 3 plays. That's my Money Monday triple. Love these 3 plays. I got 2 college basketball slam dunks, and I got that 1 play on the ice for you. Scoop up that triple. Let's make some money. feeling good about those 3 plays as well. Got a bonus for 1 play in the NBA for long-term subscribers. So if you're a long-term subscriber, get that. Now's the time. Even though there's not as much hockey this week, there's still lots of college basketball, lots of NBA. So definitely now's the time to jump aboard, grab a long-term package, and definitely save by buying something long-term. If you're serious about making money, jump aboard. I'm serious about making money this week. Feeling great.
That's right. Get on board here with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs. Money Monday triple up there, a 3-pack here from Rod. Affordably priced at $39. 2 college basketball slam dunks. And he's in action on the ice tonight with that single from the NHL. So get on board with that 3-pack from Rod Zawacky. Now, of course, probably a good time here on a Monday. Get that 7-day all sports pass from Rod. Get all of Rod's premium plays for 7 days. All his NHL. NBA, of course, is going to be busy here in the NBA as well as college basketball, right? We're near February. Okay, that's the last full month of conference play. Then we get right into the conference championships. These games start to get tight. We have a lot of data on these teams in college hoops. So, and then of course you got to start looking for that team that's ready that's going to close fast, right? This is a time of the year, Rod, when you get that college basketball team no one talks about. Then they go on that strong run here to close the season, and they're Cinderella. There's talk about them Cinderella in the tournament.
Oh, exactly, right? It's that time of year that one of those teams are going to get hot and fire like a rocket and win the tournament. So we've got some advantage on people. We've been watching these guys college hoops for months now. Unlike some other people who are like, hey, what's going on, college hoops? Maybe we should just dive into this now. It's already tough as it is. It's nice to have some number and have some games watching under our belt and seeing these teams play. So definitely got some teams in mind that I think can get a shot out of a rocket and going to make us some money.
Oh, yeah. And can you believe this? January 29th was Sunday, right? So 2 weeks from January 29th is the Super Bowl. That's when the NFL ends. So just think how much time, if people are just looking at college basketball and NBA, how much time they've missed because they extended the NFL season, right?
Right? 2 weeks. Why? I understand that when you get these guys that are beat up and healthy and you get a good game going for the Super Bowl, I understand the little break, but it should be a week. And then the back in the day, it was always the following week was the Super Bowl, and then the following week was the Pro Bowl. Not the Pro Bowl and then the Super Bowl. I don't know how that changed and why that changed, but isn't the Pro Bowl have all the best players? Well, how can they be in the Pro Bowl if they're in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Never get that.
No, it makes that. That's kind of wacky there, no doubt about that. All right, Rod, we'll catch you. We'll catch you on the mornings here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and Chris, and of course your video series with Chris with the Puck Dogs. A little lighter schedule, not a whole lot.
There's still a few games. Still a few games going, and maybe we can find something to bet on in the All-Star, and we'll throw something up. We'll see what we got going, but it's light. Definitely check it out. We hit the last Puck Dogs parlay, so we know there's another one coming next week, and we'll keep crushing those. So hit the like, subscribe, follow us so you get notified when all the other content is released. Because Jay's still doing his jam session. He's still got Ninos and Wayne doing the prop video.
I can. Speaking of Jay, we can now confirm that Luka Doncic is in the lineup, so Jay will be even happier.
Oh, he'll be even happier, yeah. Definitely be happy. Courtside cheering. You can see him. Definitely check him out. He'll be at the meet and greet. What is it, Gate 50, I heard? Gate 50.
There you go. Check him out at the meet and greet over there with Jay. For those of you attending the Dallas Mavericks, Detroit Pistons games. Good and bad tickets still available, by the way. To see the Pistons coming.
Yeah.
That's their NBA there. Dallas now, the line is now steaming here on Dallas. We're seeing Dallas up to now 10.5, from 8.5 to 10.5.
10.5, following the Philly lead.
Following the Philly lead there, and we're starting to see some money come in here on the Thunder right now. I see a 4.5 in a couple places right now, so a little bit of money, late money coming here on this OKC. Why not, right? All they do is cover.
All they cover, yeah. They cover machines.
Cover machines, indeed. Philadelphia's settling around 10, so it's 10. We're seeing some 9.5, so a little bit of buyback there. Will that get back to the 9? I don't know. We're seeing 10s right now, so it's kind of a little bit of buyback there on that Magic game because it was flying to 10, 10.5.
It's almost like the book opened up to 10.5, and they were like, whoa. Well, I didn't work so well. All of a sudden, everybody's betting the Magic.
The sharps are really piling in here, going the other way in this game. So there you go. You got to keep an eye on that line. Interesting to see here. The line movement as we hit the witching hour. All right, Rod, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, have yourself a good night, Tony. Everybody, see you guys tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow, Tony.
We'll see you tomorrow. Check out Rod Zawacky in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time here on the morning show with Mitch. And, of course, here on the drive-thru, 3 at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Before we get to the recap, it's time for my pick. So let me get my game card ready for you here. We're looking at Suns and Raptors here. Suns laying a point half, total 221. Home team here. Suns lay the point half here against the Raptors. Raptors have some success, but against some teams that are really really with question marks. That's some of the bad defensive teams they're able to beat. But in this one, I'm gonna anchor on here on this Suns team. We know that Anunoby is out. He's a key contributor there for the Raptors. They need every player they can get because there's not a whole lot of depth on this Raptors team. And the Raptors, their issues here, they are 28th in the NBA in both shooting overall and three-point shooting. So it's the shooting that is giving them the difficulty. We know the Suns can defend, especially with Chris Paul on the line. They're going to defend. But I think the Suns shooting is going to get them through in this game. They have won 4 of 5 at home. They sit 4th in defensive efficiency in that period, giving up 104 points per 100 possessions, and they're scoring 112 per 100. So they're going to D up on a bad offensive Toronto Raptors team in this spot. Raptors have lost 4 of 7 on the road, give up 121 points per 100 possessions. They are scoring a little bit over that period of time, but I will be here on this Suns team, lay the point half here against the Raptors, and this one will have a start time here of 9 Eastern Time over on NBA League Pass channel. I'm seeing here that you can get a ticket for tonight's Detroit Dallas game. And you want to be, you won't be, I don't think you're going to be in the seats with Jay, but they're starting at $8 right now. Starting at $8 if you want to check out the Detroit and Dallas game. Thanks for promoting the chat room for looking that up. So we're looking Raven Ron liking that play as well there. So that is a play tonight here on the Phoenix Suns. Guys, check out Pick Dog Stream. I got 5 premium plays tonight. I got a 3-pack right now with 2 NBA and a college hoop. Then my NBA best bet is that $15 premium play. I also have a best bet for college hoops up there. So 5 premiums on the board right now I have over at Pick Dogs. You can also get my long-term pass. I have my 3, 7, or 30-hour sports pass. Get all of my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you will save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotional. Even greater value there. All right, listen, my best bet's been hit pretty well at that $15 premium, so get on board. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It's time to recap. So let's do the recap with Al Ninos to join us. All right, we had Brian Bitler on the Thunder, +5 against the Warriors. Jay was on the Mavericks, laid the 8.5. Not anymore. That one you're going to have to lay the 10.5, I think it is. It's now 10.5 in that game. I see correctly now 10. You can find, there are some 10.5s out there, but 10 here is the number now.
Yeah, you see a juice 10,
yeah, you see a juice 10 out there. And Brad here on the Magic +9.5 against the Sixers, and we've seen that move up to 10. So check that out. Oh, it's coming back down. We're seeing it come back down to 9.5 in some places. So, boy, Embiid wasn't worth anything, was he? No, I'm just kidding. I think it was already baked in.
I thought that line had him playing. I mean, that was a big line to begin with.
I think sometimes people get fooled when they see that and they think it was already in the line. The Sharps will say it was already in the line. Why are you moving up even more? We had Jovan here, Texas laying 4 against Baylor. Al Ninos on the Wizards lay the 5.5 here against the Spurs, and that one is, I'm seeing 5 in some places, but it's a lot of mostly 5.5s. But we're seeing some backing there on the Spurs, and some of the 2 sharpest offshore books in the planets now at 5. So they're going against Al Ninos there. Zawacky, Kings, Timberwolves under 237.5. I'll be on the Suns laying the 1.5 here against the Raptors. We do see some movement here on this Portland game. Now, let me see what's the story with Trae Young, because I'm seeing this one at 3. I thought it was lower than that earlier, but let me see if there's any news here on Trae Young.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. I'm seeing 3 now in the marketplace. Let's see if we can find out, because we know Hart is questionable, Nurkic is questionable here for Trailblazers. Trae Young is questionable here for the Atlanta Hawks. Still no word, but we've seen that line move to 3. Kind of a sneaky move here because it's the late game. So keep an eye on that one, because that one was 2, right? 2 for most of the afternoon. Maybe open. Did it open at 2? Let's see. It opened at about 2 was the U.S. Open. Okay, so we've seen that one move there. and that's where it sits right now. And of course, the Mavericks, we're starting to see a big move now here in one of the big offshore books at 10.5. So we're seeing some movement there on that one. All right, let's see. We're seeing a heavy juice now on the 5. This one may get back to 5.5 with that Wizards Spurs game, because that one's heavy juice on the sharpest book in the planet. And they just copy this. They just usually copy this place everywhere. So we're seeing Sacramento move up to 1.5 now in the sharpest book in the world. So that's been a big move there on that. Because remember, the Timberwolves are favored for most of the early morning and overnight. We saw this. We saw Sacramento favored. We've seen 1.5 now in one of the books in real time. And let's see if we can, before we sign off, let's see if we can give you guys an update here on that Minnesota game, because we're seeing some Sacramento sharp money come in here. And let's see here what we got in this game. Gobert was the big question mark. Of course, Gobert's rebounds are down this season. Still the same. We got, again, Sacramento, a clean injury report. Again, like I said, the MVP in the league is the Sacramento training department. Again, they're filling a team with no injuries. And still Gobert and Prince still questionable. So that's how it sits here at this hour. We're seeing lots of line movement here on this game. So we'll keep an eye on it. All right, Al Ninos, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, I think you know which one it was.
I think so. I think so, right? The one I took from
after you sent it. so I'm gonna go with the Suns here. I think home court definitely plays into this one, and well, injuries on both sides, but I think home court makes a difference.
I think when you look at injuries, the team with the less depth, it hurts the most. And Toronto really doesn't have a lot of depth. And again, they are the 28th worst shooting team in the league overall, and 28th worst shooting team from 3. And they're facing a team that can defend. That looks like trouble for Toronto to me. And of course, the one I like the most here, obviously, it can't be mine, right? So it's got to be somebody else's. I like that Magic play there at the plus. Remember I said Magic's covered 7 of 9? Those 2 non-covers were in back-to-backs, and they're coming in rested. And remember, they've got pretty good health. Only Okiki is out. I remember the last couple of years, it's always been 6 guys on the injury report for Orlando. It's not anymore. And they're not anymore. They're covering games, so keep an eye there in that one. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow here live, 6 Eastern time. Again, we'll bring out the cappers here from Pick Dogs Sports Chat Place. They'll give out their plays there in a real time for you here on the site. It's not edited. It's not pre-recorded. We don't re-edit it. I was watching a show on one of the other networks where they play the same pick over and over throughout the day. No, we're in real time here live. And so make sure you guys tune in. And, of course, it all gets started every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time with that morning show. You got Mitch, you got Rod, you got Chris with that morning show. You also have the Puck Dogs, the video series with Chris and Rod Zawacky, NHL. We got Jay's Jam Session, every NBA game on the board with a pick. We also have Ron Romanelli with his college basketball bank shot, a pick from a select college basketball games, as well as Mitch's betting tools show. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. And how can we forget Al Ninos now with a video series with Wayne Scott sharing the camera there with their prop parlay of the day. Check it out over on Pick Dogs. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when those videos drop, you will be able to watch the game, get the picks in real time to get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Let's go ahead and bring in the crew here from that. Go ahead and wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have yourself a great evening.